I've noticed that a little while back we actually did a video on which of the selection candidates or candidates to make it to the next Indian National Selection Committee, would be the who are the people who would be favorites or who are the ones who have been shortlisted. We've done a video on that in Sports Today. If you haven't checked that out yet, I would recommend you check it out. But this video is about something else because we have some news on what exactly it is was actually asked by the CAC to all of these potential selection candidates. And it does actually, all these questions really does shed some light on the kind of thinking or thought process that is being put in this time around to actually bring in, new selectors or to see what exactly it is that will be expected of them. It does show that there is some interesting, there are four major questions that were asked to, the selection candidates, and they're pretty interesting questions. So without much further ado, let's quickly just get into, what these questions were. The first question was, what should be a 3-year leadership plan across formats once Rohit Sharma's captaincy tenure ends? Now, obviously, there has been a lot of talk about Rohit Sharma, the captain, in recent times, and it was always known that even when he was appointed, his was never going to be a long-term captaincy appointment considering his age. So it does show that the CAC is acutely aware of the fact that they will sooner rather than later have to be taking a call on whether or not how to move forward with the Indian captaincy across formats. Now, obviously, if we're to go by news reports, then they've pretty much resolved the T20I one because Hardik Pandya will be the team's captain going forward. But as of now, Rohit is still very much the captain in both ODIs and Test cricket. But there is, of course, a thought process there as to what should be done or what will be needed when it comes down to replacing him. The next question that was asked to these selection candidates was, what is the pool of Gen Next spinners that we have across formats? So now this is, to be fair, a question that even if you have watched Indian cricket for a while, you'd understand is a pertinent, legitimate concern, because really the talent depth when it comes to Indian spinners isn't all that much if you look at it right now. I mean, yes, you have someone like a Shahbaz Ahmed who's been coming through recently, but he's also not a pure spinner, more of a spin bowling all-rounder. Beyond that, if you're looking at white ball cricket and even red ball cricket for that matter, your options are more or less the same. You're looking at, Yuzi Chahal in white ball cricket. His backup would be someone like maybe a Kuldeep, maybe an Ashwin. Ashwin is someone who's in contention. In Test cricket as well, a Jadeja, 2 across formats, Kuldeep, 2 across formats. There's not a lot of young talent that's coming through the domestic system. And obviously, that is something that I think the CAC has realized is something that any potential selectors would be leading to address going forward into the near future. So that was one question. I mean, to be fair, the team did try out Ravi Bishnoi in recent times. Rahul Chahar was another young spinner who was given an opportunity. Neither of them managed to make themselves regulars or undroppable within the team. The third question that was asked was, is any of the 2022 Under-19 World Cup winning players ready to be upgraded to the highest level? Now, obviously, we know how it is with India and having a talent pool. They have a massive talent pool when it comes to the sport of cricket, but it's also a pertinent question to ask that are any of these players who have made it through the 2022 ranks, who won the ICC Under-19 World Cup, are any of them ready to make it to the next level yet? Will they require some seasoning in domestic cricket, in the IPL, India A tours? It's an interesting question to pose, but again, it's more of a long-term question again when you're looking at it. And that's the interesting thing. All of these questions really are very long-term questions. And I'll quickly go over the fourth question where it says, can there be any other option apart from KS Bharat who could be tried as a test keeper in Rishabh Pant's absence? Now that, again, as I said, interesting question, because if you're looking at backups for Rishabh Pant in white ball cricket, you have a lot of them. I mean, you have the likes of a Sanju Samson, you have an Ishan Kishan who's sprung into the fray of things, but in white ball cricket, really, in red ball cricket, rather, there's not that many options. KS Bharat has generally been the understudy, the backup to Pant in this particular format as well. Previously, you had Rudaman Saha. He doesn't seem to be likely to be in the scheme of things anymore. So it is an interesting question that was asked. We don't exactly know what the answers were given to these particular questions, but we are aware of what exactly the questions were that were posed, and we just went over them very quickly. There were questions about what could be India's plan moving forward for the leadership role when Rohit Sharma's tenure ends. It's about promoting under 19 players, finding new spinners, and potentially finding a new wicket keeper. Of course, one area that you didn't see mentioned was, of course, batting, where India have an abundance of talent for sure. And for that matter, even in pace bowling to a degree, you can say that the pace bowling battery is, at least in the short to medium term, fairly sorted. But a lot of these questions are questions that whoever is appointed as the next selectors, and we've, again, as I said before, we've done a video on that. Go and check that out if you haven't already. Whoever is appointed the next selectors or part of the next selection committee will have to tackle going forward. Obviously, we know for a fact that India has a lot of talent when it comes to the sport of cricket, but there does need to be some management done, and there are a few holes that still need to be plugged going forward. But of course, that'll only be done once the selection committee is named. We'll be bringing you all of the updates on that particular story and stories from all across the world of sport as and when they happen. So do join us. For now, I'm taking you guys leave, but thank you all so much for joining us. Again, don't forget, if you enjoy what it is that we do here at Sports Today, like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, leave us a comment and tap that bell icon. Don't also forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And last but not least, don't forget to download the AajTak app. Thank you all once again for joining us. As always, I've been Shane Dias. I'm signing off for tonight. Good night, goodbye, and I hope to see you join us tomorrow as India's home leg of the cricket calendar in 2023 gets underway with a series against Sri Lanka. See you for that. Bye bye for now.